It's Sunday, June 28, 2026, and these are your headline stories. South Street shooting saga leaves 2 teenagers nursing gunshot wounds at the Celeste Bird Medical Center. Police investigate. Prime Minister Gaston Brown links U.S. visa restrictions to his firm stance against third country national free-for-all. First shipments of liquefied natural gas to begin arriving at the Crabs plant within 30 days as government continues push to cleaner sources of energy. And health officials roll out robust screening process as Air Peace flight touches down at BC Bird International. These are your headline stories. The ABS News at 7 begins now.
The local evening news is brought to you by Nagico, local agents Bryson's Insurance.
Well, good evening and thank you so much for joining us, whether you're on air or online. Welcome to the ABS Evening News for this evening. I'm Ursil Charles Jr. We begin with a look at local developments this hour. Well, Antigua-Barbuda will not accept criminal elements out of the U.S. under its third country nationals program unless the crime is of an immigration nature. Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown says he was adamant about that and other issues in recent negotiations with American officials. He updated the public on those negotiations while speaking on a Point FM, that's PBN, on Saturday. We have more in this report.
Antigua-Barbuda still stridently opposed to accepting criminal elements out of the U.S. under its third country nationals program. That's the message from Right Honorable Gaston Brown. The country's Prime Minister says although the U.S. is insistent on being rid of the worst type of criminals from its borders, Antigua-Barbuda will only accept those whose only crime is a contravention of the U.S.'s immigration policies. He says he believes this is why there are currently U.S. visitor visa restrictions imposed on Antiguans and Barbudans.
I have no doubt in my mind that the restriction that was issued in Antigua as at the end of last year, effective January of this year, was as a result of this issue. Because, I know because we are right at the top of the alphabet. They wrote to us since August of last year. I believe we're probably the first country they wrote to after they had made the deal with El Salvador.
Yet the Prime Minister is persistent in his conviction that this country will not be bullied.
You know, I liken this to a situation in which a man holding a gun at your head. So that's what the United States is doing right now, holding a gun to our heads. And the man telling you, look, here's some poison, drink it. Well, I'm not going to willingly drink the poison and die. You have to shoot me.
He says one does not often get what one deserves, but what one negotiates.
We can word the agreement in such a way. They say no criminals, with the exception of those who may have broken your immigration laws. And I think the preliminary discussion so far, they have accepted.
Prime Minister Brown says his country will in no way accept any immigrant who will become a public liability, putting strain on this country's resources.
We do not want people who are criminals. We don't want people who are sick. We do not want individuals who can become a charge. Because you see, if the United States, which has an economy of over $30 trillion, do not want them in the United States because you don't want them to get your free health care. You don't want them on your food stamp program. You know, I call it food stamp, probably welfare, whatever they call it. So if there's strain anywhere, I think they're going to be on us.
The Prime Minister was speaking on his weekly PBN program on the weekend. For ABS News, I'm Ursil Charles Jr. On to more news, but related developments. Antigua-Barbuda is nearing an additional step to incorporating more cleaner energy sources into local fuel usage. Speaking on PBN this weekend, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Gaston Brown says this country could begin receiving liquefied natural gas or LNG shipments within a month.
I'm happy to report that it seems as though that we have now come to a sensible compromise, and we should, I believe, within the next 30 days or so, be in a position to receive the LNG ships that will now bring LNG to our country.
It's been a long time coming, as officials have been encountering several dredging delays to the works at Crabs for years. Most of the delays had to do with extremely hard rock with which Blue Ocean and former contractor Dutch Dredging had encountered major setbacks. Most recently, Eagle, the U.S. joint venture company, and this country's government were at loggerheads over the price of imported LNG. The Prime Minister says an agreement, however, has been reached.
But it was $2.25, and we said to them that that was too much. And APA advised us that $1.60 increase would have been reasonable in the circumstances.
The Prime Minister says the negotiations have not been easy, but he recounts what he considers the major advantages of using LNG.
We'll have two benefits: a reduction in price compared to using diesel or heavy fuel, and similarly, there's going to be a reduction in our carbon footprint. So that is part of our climate response, in the sense that we're using a transition fuel as we then transition into green energy.
Meanwhile, as this country looks to moving closer to more green energy usage, Prime Minister the Right Honourable Gaston Brown says a major solar plant is on the cards for this country within the next 2 years.
Our intention within the next maybe 24 months is to commence in earnest the acquisition of a significant solar plant, maybe about 15 to 20 gigawatt hours. But we want this to be a shared situation, which we provide opportunity for Antiguans and Barbudans to invest in energy.
The Prime Minister says economically the move is about fostering more public-private partnerships and diversifying the economy. In more news, health officials are ramping up screening efforts as flights from the African continent land at VC Bird International Airport. Officials had promised to raise the alert level at ports of entry in light of the Ebola virus outbreak, particularly in Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The newest outbreak has since resulted in 1,100 cases and almost 300 deaths. The health screening efforts were in effect earlier today as scores of passengers transited through the country's airport. Our news team was there.
66 passengers from an Air Peace flight arrived at the VC Bird International Airport early Sunday, and health officials were prepared. Amid concerns of a new strain of Ebola now causing concern in Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, local authorities had been meeting to chart a course of action. After the virus was declared a public health emergency of international concern by the World Health Organization in May this year, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, urged member states to maintain a high state of readiness, this despite relatively low risk. CARPHA noted because the Caribbean is a major global travel hub, the primary way the virus could arrive is through an infected traveler. As a result, Antigua Barbuda's health officials are back to using the proven Satyr infrared thermal camera used to detect any elevations in passenger temperature. It's the same system used to great effect during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Passengers stand between the two cameras, and any indication of a temperature above 37 degrees necessitate additional screening. That screening includes an interview and examination by an on-site physician and a determination of the passenger's travel history, which would be indicative of any additional risk of infection. According to officials, only one of the 66 showed a higher than normal temperature, but was cleared based on travel history confirmation. The Air Peace flight originated in Nigeria and made one stop in Barbados before flying directly to Antigua. Only 5 passengers cleared immigration and customs in Antigua, the others in transit to either Montserrat or St. Kitts. There were also 14 members of crew aboard the aircraft. The Ebola health situation in Africa is getting better, however, as officials there note more people are now seeking treatment at hospitals, deaths are beginning to decline, and more people are recovering. For ABS News, I'm Ursil Charles Jr.
To this now, a shooting incident has left 2 teenage males nursing gunshot injuries. Police are now investigating reports that on Saturday night at around 9:10 p.m., a shooting occurred on South Street in the vicinity of a tattoo shop. Preliminary investigations indicate the 2 teenagers were standing along the roadway when they observed 2 unknown males walking along Goodwin Street. The suspects were reportedly dressed in dark clothing with hooded tops covering their faces. It's alleged one of the suspects fired several shots in the direction of the teenagers before they both fled the scene on foot. A 16-year-old of South Street and a 17-year-old of Villa were transported to the Celeste Bird Medical Center for medical treatment. Medical personnel have confirmed the injuries sustained by both victims are not considered life-threatening. They remain, however, under observation while receiving further medical attention. The police administration is appealing to anyone who might have witnessed the incident or has information that could assist with the investigation to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 462-3913 or 462-3914 or the Crime Stoppers Anonymous hotline at 800-TIPS. That's 800-8477. Police say all information received will be treated with the strictest confidence. To this now, the Antigua-Barbuda National Accreditation Board, ABNAB, is celebrating 20 years of quality assurance excellence this year. The board held an award ceremony Saturday honoring accreditation stalwarts and calling for a higher standard of tertiary education delivery across this country. There was also a call for greater collaboration between employers and students seeking degrees from institutions abroad, as we now hear in this report.
It was an evening of glitz and glamour as the Antigua-Barbuda National Accreditation Board, or ABNAB, celebrated its 20th anniversary. It's the government agency charged with registering and accrediting tertiary institutions of learning and programs of study. Director of Education and Chairman of the Accreditation Board, Claire Brown Esquire, offered congratulations to ABNAB and hailed its significant responsibility.
20 years of protecting standards, 20 years of strengthening institutions, 20 years of building public confidence, 20 years of quietly but resolutely ensuring that the pursuit of higher education in Antigua and Barbuda is grounded in quality, credibility, integrity, and international respect.
Over the last few months, the board has been fine-tuning accreditation standards through partnerships with an international consultant and with the expertise of regional accreditation experts. The board's also seeking a home all its own and recently rolled out its new logo. Minister for Education, Science and Technology, the Honourable Darrell S. Matthew, says the board will continue to act without fear or favour to ensure quality assurance within tertiary institutions.
In fact, I have approached on several occasions about institutions that I see popping up. And very courageously, you have said yes, no, absolutely not. And you've said so publicly. And I want to pledge not only my support, but the support of the entire government to you and the work you do. Because as the Prime Minister always says, education is easily one of the most effective ways to lift people out of poverty.
Organizers honored the board's first chairperson, Mrs. Jacinta Pringle, who at the time was also serving as Chief Education Officer, and the board's immediate past Executive Director, Eloise Hamilton, who vacated the post nearly 7 years ago. There was also a posthumous award for the board's first Executive Director, the late Glenford Joseph. He died in 2019. Reporting for ABS News, I am Ursil Charles Jr.
To this now, the Antigua-Barbuda Festivals Commission is reiterating its call for local media houses and recording artists to collaborate to ensure local music remains at the forefront of Antigua's Carnival 2026 and beyond. The call came as the Commission met with representatives from radio, television, print and online media houses, along with representatives of the National Soca Fraternity of Antigua-Barbuda during its recent board meeting. The image is now on your screen. The Commission encouraged media houses to increase the rotation of local music throughout the year and to develop dedicated programs that consistently showcase our artists beyond the Carnival season. The Commission further advised that demonstrated support for local content will remain an important consideration in its advertising and promotional partnerships. Chairman of the Commission, Ambassador Elizabeth McCool, stated media houses that actively promote Antiguan and Barbudan music and culture will be viewed more favorably when advertising opportunities are allocated throughout the Carnival season. She also highlighted significant investments to preserve local music and talents. These include the ABFC Legacy Program, professional development masterclasses, opportunities for artists to perform on international stages, and the government of Antigua-Barbuda's investment in a state-of-the-art cultural center. In meeting with the stakeholders, Ambassador McCool said, quote, "You have the power to shape public taste, influence and what people hear and see, and ultimately help preserve our cultural identity. If we don't champion our own music, no one else will," end quote. Ambassador McCool insists while Carnival continues to expand with more than 200 fetes taking place throughout the season, the country's music must remain at the heartbeat of the festival. Up an ultimate local story now, as one resident is seeking to play a part in this country's construction boom by using his skills in designing housing prototypes. The Dominican native is looking to partner with architects and other stakeholders to drive further growth in the crucial sector. ABS's Philana Johnson recaps his comments from an interview on Antigua, Barbuda. Today, we'll have that in a subsequent newscast. And finally, the final night of the 28th edition of St. Kitts Music Festival took patrons into sunrise on Sunday. Some international and Grammy-winning acts graced the stage at Warner Park for the first time, while returning acts delivered more riveting performances, much to the delight of the crowds. Let's look back at night 3 of the St. Kitts Music Festival.
How will the children grow to take our place? Where is the love that we should own? All I want to do is live up with a little land. Oh, I every more to make a maker, but I want it to because no one can do what you do. Turn around and wonder what she's made of. Hey, she just loves it. Oh, na na na, it will.
I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
Come on.
Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody.
I used to dream of mornings like this. I used to dream of mornings like this. I used to dream of mornings like this. And now I'm on a festival in St. Kitts, writing lyrics. Tyro shoot and him no miss, but it's no violence. Big up the man and give the girls them a kiss.
And that's your look at local developments this hour. Up next in our newscast, the national weather forecast, and joining us this evening is Leonard Dessert. Good evening, Leonard. What can you tell us?
Good evening to you, Ursula. Good evening to you, Antigua and Barbuda. Tropical wave moving through the area. We were hoping for a little bit more of the downpours. Much of the thunderstorm activity took place offshore, but this is the time that we pay closer attention to the tropics. Stay tuned. When I come back, I'll take a glance as to what's taking place in the tropics. Stay with us.
The weather report is brought to you by Leeward Islands Hurricane Protection.
When the skies are clear and the winds are calm, we often forget how unpredictable Mother Nature can be. But when a hurricane strikes, it's the strength of your home that matters most. Whether you are preparing for your first storm or looking to upgrade your current protection, Leeward Islands Hurricane Protection has got you covered. Our expert team handles everything from custom design to professional installation, ensuring your home is as strong as it is beautiful. Call today for a free consultation. Leeward Islands Hurricane Protection, built strong to weather any storm.
Well, thanks a lot for staying with us. This time of the year, we normally pay closer attention to the tropics. For us in the Eastern Caribbean islands, we pay closer attention to the main development area, but that is so quiet right now. The only blob is this general location right here off the eastern seaboard that is so far away from the Eastern Caribbean. Only a 20% chance of it doing anything at all. I'm even blocking it out because I don't even want you to pay closer attention to it. I'm taking you all the way out to the coast of Africa. All this area remains rather quiet. It's not necessarily the time for the main development area to come alive, but nonetheless, just at least for you to hear the calming assurance that everything is on the down low for right now. So let's pay close attention to home. You're seeing this tropical wave right here. The axis of the tropical wave is now west of the island. Most of the clouds are moving towards the west to northwest, but yet still the moisture content of the atmosphere continues to suggest to us that some showers are still in the making. The last time I looked at the radar in just about 10 minutes ago or so suggests to us that some clouds are still to the east, and with the moisture, I'm still maintaining that going on into tonight that we can see a high chance that we will see some passing showers. Remember, passing showers. They're not looking at anything moderate to locally heavy for flash flooding at all. So look for your overnight lows to be in the region of 25 or 77. Again, a high chance that you'll see some passing showers in your neck of the woods. Winds out of the east in Antigua and Barbuda, 10 miles an hour. Then tomorrow morning, your sunrise and your sunset times will be a little bit on the hazy side. But then take a look at your 4-day forecast. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. Everything is below 50% chance of some showers because the high pressure system is now regaining dominance. But your winds between 13 and 14 miles an hour, daytime highs at 33 or 91, nighttime temperatures nice and manageable. With those winds come the seas, and with your winds would suggest that your seas Monday, Tuesday, and on Wednesday, 6 feet. And that is suggesting to us that there is a caution in place. So I can summarize your forecast that goes pretty much like this. Brief showers are possible tonight, yeah, because of the tropical wave lingering moisture. Low chances of some showers tomorrow. The seas will be marginally safe for small craft operations, so you be cautious. Severe weather impacts are not expected during the next 7 days. Well, the weather will always change. Keep on weathering your weather, in spite of the weather, whether you like it or not. I'm turning you right back over to Ursel for the continuation of the news.
Thank you so much, Leonard. We look forward to your presentation every time you're on. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back here in the ABS Evening News Sports. Up next, stay with us.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
At home, it's the little things that matter. The moments we share, the care we put into every day. That's why families trust Anjo Wholesale for quality products that keep homes running with the right brands that put smiles on faces. Anjo Wholesale, delivering quality products since 1890 for every moment.
Welcome to Hadid Dental Clinic, where your oral health and beautiful smile are our top priority. We utilize state-of-the-art technology, like advanced panoramic X-rays, for precise diagnostics. Our experienced team is dedicated to providing comprehensive dental care, from routine checkups and restorative procedures, to enhancing your smile with professional teeth whitening. At Hadid Dental, we embrace innovation, like advanced intraoral scanning for accurate digital impressions, ensuring the highest quality and efficiency in your treatment. Whether it's complex procedures or detailed imaging, our commitment is to your lasting oral health. Hadid Dental Clinic. Your smile, our priority. Visit us today.
From Boosted Seeds, I carry no cash. I tap and pay. I'm done in a flash.
Adventure is done. We grab a bite. I tap my card. It feels just right.
We booked our trip and paid with ease. Checked my rewards.
Upgrade, yes please.
Paid it online while out with the crew. Tap for drinks. It's easy to do.
They tap, I drive. It's quick, it's clear. No counting cash or waiting here.
I use my card to keep things smooth. And my rewards? Wow, they really move.
ACB Visa Credit Card. My life, my card, my rewards. Get yours today. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you so much for staying with us. The latest in sports. Now we begin with cricket. Well, the West Indies defeated Sri Lanka by an innings in the 217 runs on the fourth day of the first test of a two-match series here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Trailing on first innings by 318 runs, the visitors were routed for just 101 half an hour after lunch as Kumar Roach reached a milestone with 300 test wickets that led the fast bowlers' assault on Sri Lanka. The Barbadian bagged 4 for 51. He became just the fifth fifth West Indian to claim 300 wickets in the traditional format of the game. Scores: Sri Lanka 308, then Ajay De Silva 120, Justin Graves 3 for 39 and 101, Kemar Roach 4 for 51, Jaden Seals 3 for 14. West Indies 629 declared, Amir Jango 233, Roston Chase 194, Milan 5 for 124. This is the West Indies' first Test victory since a series levelling triumph against Pakistan in Multan 17 months ago, as well as their first home win since defeating Bangladesh in Kingston, Jamaica, back in November of 2024. Well, Cricket West Indies has extended heartfelt congratulations to veteran fast bowler Kemar Roach on becoming just the fifth West Indian to claim 300 Test wickets. Roach now joins an elite group of West Indies bowling legends, Sir Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, Malcolm Marshall and Lance Gibbs, to have reached the coveted 300-wicket mark in Test cricket, further cementing his place among the top bowlers in the rich history of West Indies cricket. The landmark achievement came as West Indies secured a dominant innings and a 217 runs victory over Sri Lanka, marking a memorable occasion for the regional side and providing another proud chapter in Roach's distinguished international career. Cricket West Indies President Dr. Kishore Shallow hailed the achievement as one befitting one of the region's modern-day greats. Well, still in cricket, Ireland inflicted a first T20 series defeat on India since 2023 with a dramatic 1-1 victory at Stormont. After a first-ever win over India by 34 runs on Friday, Ireland stunned the world champions for a second time as Jai Mundra and Matthew Holland starred with 3 wickets each. A late charge from India left the visitors requiring 8 of the final 2 balls in a grandstand finish, but Harshit Rana was caught by Tim Tector, bowled that is by his brother Harry, with the penultimate ball to secure a historic victory. Scores: Ireland 154 for 8 in their 20-over allotment. India, in reply, could only get to 153 for 9 when overs ran out. But India were knocked out of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup at the group stage by a 6-wicket defeat by Australia, meaning South Africa will play England and the Aussies will face West Indies in the semi-finals. With South Africa first beating Bangladesh, it meant India needed a win against unbeaten Australia to progress. India posted 170 for 4 from their 20 overs. Captain Harmanpreet Kaur struck a 26-ball 56. In reply, Australia, in a successful run chase, got to 172 for 4 in 19 overs. Elise Perry and all-rounder Ash Gardner combined for a brilliantly composed partnership of 100 from 59 balls in the win. And finally, a bit of football news. Co-host Canada are the first team into the round of 16 after defeating South Africa in their round of 32 match in Los Angeles earlier Sunday. Steven Eustáquio scored in the 2nd minute of added time at the end of the 90 minutes to send Canadian fans into rapture. Canada enjoyed more of the chances in the attacking third, and just when the match seemed to have been going into extra time, Eustáquio pounced for the dramatic winner. It's the first time Canada is reaching the round of 16 and will play either the Netherlands, that is, or Morocco. And that's the sport this hour. Stay with us when we come back. A quick look at news stories outside this country this hour. Regional and international news up next.
Right now, I'm comfortable because with the iNet Smart Home app, I don't have to worry about my home Wi-Fi network. From right here, I can see who's on my Wi-Fi, change my password at any time, set parental controls to ensure my children aren't scrolling when they should be studying, and even create a guest Wi-Fi network for my visiting friends. At home, backstage, and overseas, I have control and peace of mind. With one thumb, one phone, one app. The iNet Smart Home app. Your Wi-Fi, your way.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Regional news now. Foreign rescue teams are pouring into Venezuela following devastating twin earthquakes. The death toll rose above 1,400, but hopes of finding survivors remain 4 days after the disaster, Reuters reports. All right, that's a story, of course, that we have been tracking for the last few days. We'll bring you an update on that story when we bring you first look in tomorrow's newscast. Let's tell you before we go, though, that Iran's Revolutionary Guard on Sunday launched attacks targeting Bahrain and Kuwait in response to U.S. airstrikes on 10 Iranian sites. The Islamic Republic threatened a complete halt to negotiations to end the war if Washington continues its attacks. Efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz without Iran's direct oversight sparked the crossfire now gripping the region. As we hear in this France 24 report.
Radar sites in southern Iran. The Revolutionary Guard responding with a statement that it had targeted U.S. installations in Bahrain, in Kuwait.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retiree?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
We thank you so much for joining us for the ABS Evening News this hour. Remember, our next major newscast will be at 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's First Look. We invite you to join us then. Until then, though, on behalf of our news, sports, technical and production teams, and the Josiah who brought you the weather, I'm Ursula Charles Jr. Enjoy what's left of your Sunday. Take care.
Certified Samson, and I'm watching ABS TV. You should too. I'm out.